Round of applause. Baby, make that beauty break down.
Oh, God, no, that one's not going to be it either. I'm so pissed off no one has sent us an intro song yet.
Actually, some guy did slide into my DMs and was like, if you let me take you to dinner, then I'll write you a song. And
Suddenly,
I was like,
I'm not hungry and I don't need a intro song all of a sudden.
you know what? I don't eat or need an intro song.
You know what? I actually have a really bad raging eating disorder. I will not be going to dinner with you
I haven't
now
eaten in 4
ever.
years.
I actually am just going to go ask my DJ X if he can do it for me first and foremost.
Don't say that. He probably listens to this. He's probably like, maybe.
Maybe I would.
No, I'm good. I'm good off. You know what? DJ Annie D. I bet she'd do it for us.
I love her. I love
She's
Annie.
And she actually just started a podcast.
Did she really?
Yeah, it's I forget what it's called. It's called like Sober Talks or something, but she has been sober for a year and she's been bringing people onto her podcast that are also sober.
So I won't fit into that.
Probably
right
wouldn't
now.
qualify.
Yeah, maybe next time.
She looked at me and she goes, "It's for sober curious people as well." And I was like, I don't drink as much now out of the fact that I am 30 and get violently ill. It's not because I want to.
No, that's fair. That's definitely fair. I feel like, at 24, I'm still violently getting ill when I go out and drink. And that's also why I don't go out and drink.
24
as
was
often.
like my prime of drinking. I got no hangovers.
Really?
I
feel like
felt
I
no regrets. It's
See,
just-
I've had a lot of those. I feel like this last year has literally picked me up, drugged me through shards of glass, stuck salt in my open wounds,
Dude, you're
and
gonna
then
be
left me out
so
to dry.
sad by the time you're 30.
Oh, it's gonna be awful.
You're gonna be sober for sure.
Oh, 100%. I'm like halfway there right now, to be honest.
Dude, oh my God. I would do anything to go back to waking up and not having any type of embarrassment or what
literally
did I
on
do?
New Year's, like we went out and I feel like I didn't even drink that much on New Year's. Woke up literally like dry heaving in the bathtub because as he was puking in the fucking toilet already. I was like, you know what?
You puked in our bathtub?
No, I was dry heaving.
Oh, I was
didn't-
like,
no
I
chunks
take
came out,
baths in
but
there.
okay, it was either the bathtub or the sink, and both can be cleaned. The sink would have been way harder to get the chunks out of.
Have you ever puked in a sink?
I don't think I have actually.
I don't think I have either.
The only time I've ever like not made it to like a toilet or a trash can was probably when I was little. I remember I went to a friend's house and we went to the fair earlier on and I ate like an elephant's ear and like a lemon shake up and I went back to their house and I'm like standing in their hallway and I just threw up all over their carpet.
Dude, I used to have the hardest time when I was younger. I would not know when I was about to throw up. I never knew.
Did. I'd start sweating and fucking like.
Well, I would, but I wouldn't know when the actual throw up was gonna happen. Like I would just be like, I remember my parents like laid me in bed one time because I had just wreaked havoc on the house, just thrown up everywhere. First off, okay, hold on. I was in 6th grade and my mom was in surgery, but she didn't tell me she was in surgery. And my dad was just nowhere to be found. So I
was probably
puked,
golfing.
Probably. I puked all over our fucking school. Like I was
You're literally projectile vomiting. It's like all over the fucking walls, just like spewing it.
So we're like doing math problems at the board. I just literally puke there. She's like, go to the bathroom. So I like start trying to walk to the bathroom.
First off, do you realize that's probably like a core memory for some of like the other like
students?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Like I remember like just to go off of that, when I was in kindergarten, this is still a core memory. No, it was second grade. It was second grade. There was a kid that we had in our class. He moved away. I've never heard of him
After
again.
he threw up in class?
No, worse.
He was like, I gotta
it's
move.
worse. It's worse. Literally, I'm not kidding. I've not even been able to find him. Like I looked his name up on social media. Can't find this guy anyway.
His life.
We are in the middle of taking a test. We had our blinders up, like the folders.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden, like you hear this kid bawling his eyes out, and we're like, "What the fuck's going on?" This dude peed his pants, and we're talking like a river. Like it was under everyone's shoes, like everything. He's bawling his eyes out, and the teacher's like, "I need everyone to quietly get up and get out of the classroom right now." So we, like single file, like walk out. But that was like a core memory for me. And they like left him sitting there, like in his freaking pee, like literally bawling his eyes out. He like literally didn't make it the rest of the year, and I've not ever. Like,
He literally
seen this guy
didn't
again.
make it. He did
I mean,
not
he went
make
home.
it.
Like he was probably there for
He
like
went
another.
home and never came back.
I mean, no, he was there for like another like month or two, but like he moved. Like they moved, and I don't know where they went. I've never been able to find him again. I still remember his first and last name too. Like I've tried looking him up.
I've tried looking up people from elementary school and can't find them. There was a guy, my grandma did tell me his last name, but he was her neighbor, Jacob something, and he's just nowhere to be found.
I'm like, where did these people go? Like, they
And
didn't
there was
change
a
their
girl,
names. There's no way.
Zoe, in elementary school, and I don't know her last name, but I did look it up one time in our yearbook and then looked up her last name. Nowhere to be found.
I was going to say, I had a best friend in 3rd grade. His name was Terrell. He was friends with like me and like all my little girlfriends. He was so freaking funny. He was so sweet. Loved him. He moved after like 1 year because his mom lost her job. Never saw him again. Haven't been able to find him on anything. And then there was one other girl I rode the bus with. Her name was Mackenzie, and loved her too. Like, we were like little best friends. Never found her again.
What happened? Are these real people? That's what
Like
always fucks with my
especially
mind.
like I'm like it like when I think about it, I'm like, where did they go? Like, I mean, social media, like everyone has some form of it, I feel like. And if they don't, it's just like, I can't find them on anything.
So, like, you haven't ever had a job?
Or like a LinkedIn, anything? Yeah, dude, I don't know. It's so fucking bizarre. Like maybe just a glitch in the system.
So, I had the same experience though. In like 1st grade, a kid puked on the table, but all the tables were connected.
Yeah, that's how
so
it was
the
in my
puke was
class
just like
too.
rivering down. Like
it
the
wasn't
whole
chunky
thing.
puke. It was runny puke. That's
Yeah, it was
even
like just
worse.
running down the whole thing, and I was like, ugh. But so I had thrown up all over the school. Then they can't get a hold of my mom, can't get a hold of my dad, so my brother has to come pick me up. My brother has no idea what to do with me. I'm literally puking everywhere. So he just drops me off at his girlfriend's house.
Yes, you told me about
Yes,
this.
and I shit my pants while I was puking at her house.
And you had to throw it away.
I threw my pants away.
Yes, I remember you telling me this. Another core
so
memory.
embarrassing.
Your fucking brother. He was just like, that's not
He's
my
like,
problem,
"Ugh,
really.
she's gross. Get her out."
Ew.
But then that night, my parents sat me down and they were like, like, why don't you know when you're about to throw up? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I feel fine. And then all of a sudden, and then at that moment, I was like, they're like, what?
Your parents are pissed. They're literally like, dude, why did we do this? Why did we do this?
They're like,
Why did we do this?
We didn't really want you. You were a mistake.
You're
and now
like-
you're doing this. Like,
we might have to lay you down and let Gigi take over.
might have to go take you out back.
We might have to take you out back and do a single bullet to the back of the head.
Single bullet.
I know it'll do the trick. Are we going to talk about these fucking pants you have on?
Dude, I like them.
You look like the fucking Michelin man, dude.
Okay, I'm warm in the front.
Like, why are they
My
like
asshole
snow
has plenty of air.
pants?
They're fabletics.
Of course they are. It looks like you're about to go fucking skiing in the front and like just lounging in the back.
Maybe that's what I'm doing.
There's
They're
a
my
lot going
cocaine
on.
pants.
You got your fucking s'mores Chobani flip yogurt on the front.
Dude. Okay, I know you do this too, but when you get on an eating habit and you just can't stop.
Yeah, it's part of the
eating
ADHD, like hyperfixating. I usually like mine that I just phased out was like Caesar salads and like salmon. I was eating that way too much, like an unhealthy amount. I probably had like 500 pounds of Caesar salad. In, like,
I
a
remember
year.
when you were on your Caesar salad. It's such an odd
awful.
one though, like, because I didn't like yogurt up until about a month ago.
I'm not a big yogurt eater, really.
Yeah, but now I'm so fixated on those. I eat them like twice a day.
Well, I feel like I'm trying to like, I'm like trying to be more conscious about, which is why I got those this last time. But after like this whole ordeal, like I just am tired of feeling like shitty and like not even like I don't like I obviously don't feel like I need to lose weight or anything, but just like tone up and like just eat better so I'm not feeling so gross all the time.
Oh,
so I was trying those and I didn't even think I was gonna like them, and I actually did a lot. So
I don't know if they're good for you.
they're supposed to be a healthy alternative, like if you have like a sweet tooth or something, so you're not eating like ice cream or like sweets or something like that. I don't think they're bad for you. It's just yogurt.
Is yogurt good for you?
I think the calorie count on it, I think like a pack that's like what, 120?
This is a paid sponsorship by Chobani Flip.
She's lying. I wish it
160
was.
calories.
Yeah, that's not that
Oh,
bad.
yeah,
for
4
a
grams
snack,
of fat.
Yeah, like what's the protein in it?
8 grams.
Yeah, see,
Oh, okay.
it's really not. It's like a healthier alternative.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really eat ice cream anyway, so I don't know
Yeah.
if it's really an alternative or just a added calorie
Fixation?
count. Yeah. I
Whatever
don't
the
know
case
what
may
it is. Did you know Greek yogurt helps with yeast infections?
Do you have to like stick it up there or eat it?
Okay, so that is what I was about to ask you. Because I had one time and I was working at a restaurant, and I was like, can I get some Greek yogurt from the kitchen? And then the other girl that I was serving with, I was like, I have a yeast infection. I'm going to eat this yogurt. And she goes, babe, you have to put it up there. You can't just
I was
eat
going to
it.
say, I know that like sounds really morbid, but when I think about it, I'm like, eating it's not going to do anything.
I was like, there's no way I'm putting Greek yogurt into my vagina.
There's no way I'm sticking a dollop of Greek yogurt
How
in
do
my
I get
bag.
it up there? Like, I'm not going to spoon it.
Yeah.
Open wide. Mom, you don't want it. What if I take the plane? Like, what if a guy tried to have sex with you like that? Just like, you don't want it? Oh, what if I gave you the plane?
Honestly, I feel like
And you're just like,
that's like one of those things where if a guy does anything weird during sex and it gives me the ick, like I'm immediately gonna be turned off. Like there's no way. That would be my worst nightmare, to be honest.
my biggest ick one is when they try and say anything dominating.
Stop.
Oh my God. Like, it's like,
Stop.
Whose is this? Who?
You're like, I guess it's yours.
I'm like,
right
it's
now.
mine, you dumb bitch.
I mean,
now
it's
get
mine,
off me.
but I guess it's yours right now. I don't know.
No, it's not. It's never yours. Fuck off. It's mine. Back up.
You're like, well, before you, it was my ex.
Yeah.
And before that, it was my other ex.
Like, I don't like that term. I don't like the thought of being like, oh, and I know it's supposed to be sexy,
if
but
it's not like, okay, I need to ask. So if it's not like not being dominated like that, like dominant in that way, but do you like to be like hurt?
no,
You don't seem like you want.
no, I'm not a dominant.
Like it's like if they like trying to choke you or something, you'll
I'm
do an
literally like,
opposite
get
no.
off of me. You're
No.
no.
Oh wow, okay.
I'm literally like, ugh. Like,
So maybe I need therapy.
no, I think like, I think it's very normal to enjoy that. I think a lot of
Like
people
low-key,
do.
like punch me in the face, kind of.
No, I'm so boring. I'm literally so boring. I just want I think it's because like I did start having sex like kind of at a young age, so I like got experience, and now I'm just kind of like, just regular.
Mine might just be like the normal rage I like have towards men, and just
You just
the
want to
roles
like,
reverse.
you just want to like flop kick you onto the bed and just choke you out.
I mean, like not all the time, but like sometimes it's cool and fun.
No, I definitely,
No.
I'd much rather be the dominant one. Like, I'll choke
Oh no,
them.
I don't like to be the dominant one.
I would definitely choke someone out.
I mean, I like to like hurt men, like, and it's like normal, like public displays of affection. Like I'll like bite you really hard and draw blood, or like I'll punch you in the face or something. But like, yeah, during sex, I don't want to be the dominant
I
one.
did choke a guy one time, and he was like, and it gave me the ick so bad. Just hear his little neck go.
Grow up. Good God. Be a fucking man, dude.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's also why I like little small men.
I don't. Yeah, that will never be a thing for me. I can't wrap my head around it. Like if a guy is like eye to eye with me, like that is
That's how you fall in
so
love.
embarrassing.
You can look at him right in the eye.
I want to look straight up at you, straight up, and feel small.
Dude, I have this theory though that I am more attractive to taller guys because like, I'm prettier from this angle up. Like your eyes are prettier when you're looking up at somebody. Like, so if you like me and you're the same height as me, you love me.
You love me.
You're really attracted to me. That's my theory with that.
I don't feel like I really have any good theories pertaining to that. I feel like I've been told a lot since I moved here. What draws people in is my corkiness, whatever that means. I don't like
Means
that
you're
word at
fucking
all.
weird.
Yeah, I don't like that one at all.
No, it's because you're pretty and weird, and like nobody knows how to figure that out. They're like, she's not supposed to be like that. She's a little corky.
She's a little corky. I literally hate hearing that word. I'm like, dude, it sounds so like, I don't even know like what, it sounds so, it makes me sound like I'm just like a fucking freak. Like I'm just like, all right, dude, like that's.
No, that's not a bad thing at all.
I don't know.
I think it took
sounds
me a
weird.
long time to be okay with that too, because I used to be called like, you're different.
You're like, yeah, no shit.
Like, what's wrong with you? And then
Neither of my parents loved me.
it used to like really bother me, and it'd make me think something was wrong with me, or that like, well, who's gonna like me if I'm like this? But then I found out that that's actually a really good thing, and that nobody's Nobody's saying that in a bad way. Everyone that says it is saying it in like a sincere compliment.
Like I've been
to
like
you.
off, like you obviously know, like going through it a little bit, but like I at Burn, like I mean I'm pretty close with everyone there just because there's not a lot of us. There's really not.
Yeah.
But like even my managers and stuff, they were talking to me and they were like, can you like figure it out and like go back to you? Like we love you and like you're not being you. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, what the fuck?
I also like how I'm talking to you with this spoon in my hand. I'm like, no, it's cool that you're Corky. Enjoy it.
I'm sick. I don't want to get you sick. Even though you probably got me sick because that's all we ever fucking do is go back and forth getting each other sick.
I did get you sick.
Bitch.
I was sick for like a week.
You're like, I got you sick. I wanted you to come home.
Now come home, bitch. Lay down. Let mama take care of you.
Come home. I want to hang out with you. Now come home. Mama
You can't
wants
get
to
out of
see
bed.
you.
I'm literally like, more medicine?
I gotta pat them so they feel it.
What's that? Munchausen disease? Where like you want your kid to be sick?
Oh, I don't know what that is. I don't like kids.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's like it's who is that one bitch that like killed her mom because her mom like made
Gloria or
Wyatt, this is where we need the Google.
yeah. Where are you at? Where are we?
I got it. Whoa, chill.
Wyatt, we're about to get up and beat your ass.
It says Munchausen Syndrome is a rare psychological and behavioral condition.
Isn't that
in which
wild that
somebody
there's names for
fabricates
that?
or induces symptoms of illness in themselves. So I think that's where you do it to yourself.
Oh,
Like
no. But Dee Dee, okay, Dee Dee was the mom.
I mean, but I feel like she was also using that more for like money. Like she was like scamming people out of money.
Yeah.
Like got a whole house bill, like everything. Like
But no, she wanted the daughter to be sick because she wanted to take care of her.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure that was part of it too. But she definitely scammed the shit
Anyway,
out
that's
of
what I'm gonna
everybody.
do to you.
Yeah,
How
I
are you
think that's
feeling?
what's already happening. I feel shitty right now. You know,
It's all the drugs I gave you.
you like that Dayquil I gave you? That wasn't Dayquil. You're gonna die in a minute.
There's also a book called Running with Scissors that I read. That it was the same exact thing. Like her mom
Yeah,
purposely.
I'm not a big book reader, but I definitely need to read some self-help books to get my mental stability going again.
Atomic Habits is a really good one because it's not a self-help book where it's like telling you that you have to do all this shit and it's like some dude, you know, mansplaining shit to you. It's like it's Atomic Habits, so it's tiny habits to make like each one of your days better.
I feel like I hate that like I'm a very like self-aware person because I feel like I know like what I need to do differently, but I think sometimes you really just have to like sit in an emotion, like you really do. Like it's not just gonna like go away. And I think some of the bigger ones that I've already been running away from, I'm like, okay, like now I should probably just like have a couple rough days, like feel them, whatever, and then be done. But I was avoiding that because you know who wants to fucking do that?
Yeah, sometimes you have to take a day. Yesterday I took a day to myself. Like I like just didn't respond to anyone.
Yeah.
And the few people that I responded to,
So
I
you
was
don't
like,
respond to anyone anyway.
okay.
I have to text you like 4 times to get you to answer, dude. I will ask you a really important question and like I will literally see you posting all over your story, active on social media. I'm like, dude, you have your phone at all times of the day. You're fucking lying if you're telling me you didn't read
Message
it.
me on Instagram. Honestly,
Oh,
I'm
you
better at that.
fucking, you bitch. I'm not messaging you on
I
Instagram.
hate text messages.
Send me a snap.
Okay, no, it's because
Message me on Snapchat.
I have 260 unread text messages, and so whenever I get one, it stresses me out because I'm like, great, there's another one that I'm gonna have to figure out how to
You
get
know
rid
what?
of.
I'm not gonna lie to you because I have 555 unread text messages right now,
Ooh, 555.
and I seriously do the same thing. Like I will see all of the blue like when I open, and I get overwhelmed, so I just close it back out and I don't answer anybody. Like I literally
I don't
have like
think
all of these.
I messaged you and Risa back today. I think that might be it. Like it just stresses me out.
I know, same. I literally write like I like will like glance at mine and then I just shut everything off. Same with like my Instagram. Like if I see that I have a bunch of messages, I'm just like, yeah, I'm good off that. I'm good off that. So let's talk about you turning 30.
Big 3-0.
This bitch is old as fuck.
Am I out of frame?
Am I out of touch with reality? Oop, there goes gravity.
I probably am a little out of touch with reality. No, for the longest time, I was really scared to turn 30, but the past year I've been so excited for it. I'm like ready for the fresh start. What?
Like a new decade?
Yeah, like I don't know,
so
like
corny.
I don't know because
Turn of the century.
when like as soon as I was like 5 months away from being 30, I just started saying that I was 30. Especially with stand up, I feel like you become a little bit more relatable when you're 30. Like in your 20s, you're basically just explaining to people what a piece of shit you are. And like that's funny because you are a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But now I get to talk about how I was a piece of shit and how I'm still kind of a piece of shit, but I'm
it's
also
better.
kind of doing better.
It's kind of better.
And your 30s, I think, are the best point for stand up because you get to, you still get to make fun of like old people.
It just kind of integrates both together.
Yeah, you get to
that's
make fun
totally
of
fair.
20-year-olds. It's really easy to make fun of like Gen Z and stuff now because I'm young enough to like still be on TikTok and shit watching them, but old enough to know better or to feel like I can.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to
Help
interrupt you.
them.
Why do they look alike? That
Dude,
man and
all
his dog
all
look
dogs
exactly
and
the same. Okay.
all dogs and owners look alike.
Sorry,
How did you not know that?
I don't know. That was like really scary. Though.
I don't know. Okay, so like, how do you see yourself at 30? Wait, hold on. First, at 20 years old, how did you see yourself at 30?
I feel like when I turned 20, I was still in survival mode from just moving out when I was 18 and just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I was also in a relationship at that time. I was with someone that I thought I was going to marry. So to be honest, like I really thought I was going to be living a life like married with kids by the time I was 30, honestly. But I feel like now when I'm thinking about it, I don't know because I feel like maybe it's because I am still kind of going through it. I just like don't think about 30. Like I don't even like barely think about like 25 and that's literally in July.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like me thinking about where I'm going to be at 30, I'm like, dude, I don't even know where I'm going to be in 6 months. Like that's like hard for me to, and I think I've been better about not fantasizing like where I think I'm going to be. Cause I feel like when I do that, I'm like putting limits on myself. Does that make sense? Like I feel like I almost am like trying to like tell myself that like that's like a like goals for forever in the future when I'm not even like here and now. So I don't know. I mean, I would like to be more settled than what I am, a little more financially stable than I am. And I really truthfully hope that by that time I'm either doing hair and I love it, or I have found something else that I'm going to do for another like 10 years and be happy doing it and making money. I also know that like, I don't want to have kids, and I don't know if that'll change if I meet somebody, like whatever the case is. But I think for right now, if I was looking at what 30 means to me right now, like at almost 25, I want to be financially stable. I want to possibly be in a stable relationship at that point, not with kids. I don't know that I want to be married at that point yet. And then like traveling, like that's like something I really have interest in the next like 5 years, is like being able to do those things with more freedom.
Yeah. I think to do that, you do have to make a plan. I know planning sucks, but like I
feel like every time I plan though, like there are so many more obstacles in my way. And like, I feel like if I just
have like a goal in mind, like
I was just talking about that. Oh my God. Okay. So we were at Burn on Friday, and one of my good friends that works there, Allison, she was like, oh, like I'm in school right now. And I'm like, I don't know why, but I'm like, as much as I hated school, like that was the worst year of my life, hands down. I miss having something that gave me
a
responsibility.
Goal. Yeah, and like
knowing that I was
working
towards.
Yeah.
And like in its most solid sense, like there was a lot of like accountability. Like you had to go there. Like, I mean, that was a lot of money to dish out. Like you're not just like not gonna go. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I low-key miss being able to say like, oh yeah, I'm in school, or oh yeah, like I'm working towards this, or like having like some form of this is my end goal. Yeah. Because I feel like right now I'm in this like loop, and that's probably why I'm feeling like mentally unwell, because I'm like, the days are going by, I'm doing the same thing every week. Like I don't even know what fucking day it is. I'm tired every day. Like it's just
and
like
you don't know what like the
next
is going
thing
to be.
is. Yeah. And like even though like small things have happened, like moving up in the salon or like taking like smaller trips and stuff like that, like those things are happening. It just, they aren't like on a larger scale that make me feel like a sense of fulfillment in like it's bigger terms.
I think that's, and like not to go back 4 years right now, but I think that's what really messed me up during the pandemic was I had like,
so crazy to even say that was that long ago.
I know, but I had like just started stand up. I had been doing it for a year, and for the first time I was like, oh, I'm good at this. Like
Yeah.
I like almost instantly I was like, I have a skill in this. Like I haven't very often been good at something like that right away. And then the pandemic hit and it just like all went to shit. And I had absolutely no goals all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And what's crazy, I was 26 when the pandemic hit. So like I was not thinking about like what my 30s were going to be like.
Right.
I like that wasn't even in my head. I was just like, I don't have any goals. Like I had nothing. Like everything that I had ever done for myself, all my jobs, anything that I had done, I sat at home for pretty much a year.
Yeah.
Just doing nothing. Like, you know, I obviously got unemployment, and I wish back then though I would have kept the goals that I had before, because maybe then I would have like already started making the video. I had so much fucking time, dude.
Yeah.
I had so much time on my hands, and now
Everybody did. I mean, really.
and now I have like no time on my hands. I was like, why didn't I just take advantage of it back then? Like,
See, but then like
that's what I'm saying. Like, know your goals and start already like whatever you have to do to get to them, go to them. Because I wish I would have. I just lost all of my motivation there for a little bit because I was
See, and I'm
so
trying not to
scared.
let myself like slip into that either, because I feel like that's like been what I've been struggling with, is just like the motivation to like continue like doing it, because I know that even the serving jobs are like a means to an end. Like I won't do those forever, obviously, but those are also jobs that are very hard to get out of.
Yeah,
so
it's good money.
that is one thing that sucks. And like I know for where I want to be for like financial stability and like financial freedom, like those are jobs I'm gonna have to keep unless I want to struggle for a little bit longer. But I don't know. I feel like it's definitely important to have goals. Just like I don't know what the next big goal is.
I love that after every sentence you go.
I know, dude. I'm dying. I'm fucking
If you
dying.
only listen to this and you're not watching it, Heidi has a cold. She is not.
I've also been sick like
snorting
literally 7
sounds like you're
fucking
like-
times, dude.
So anyway,
Yeah, no, I'm dripping very badly from my face. I'm literally eating Cherry Hall's cough drops like an old man in church. I'm disappointed in myself. This is almost 25, guys.
it's always cherry halls.
I don't know. I kind of like the mint ones too.
But so same thing with school. I feel like if school taught me anything, it did teach me like, have an end goal. And while my end goal didn't end up being cosmetology,
Yeah.
it taught me that I can do anything for a year.
You know, I also will say, I think that to go with that, I think a lot of people struggle with that. And I think that's why people get wrapped up in like getting married early or like having kids early, because they're like, well, what's the next step in life? Like, what's the
Yeah.
next big thing in life?
Yeah.
And that's like not necessarily true, but I feel like that's just like a basic society timeline. You know what I mean?
You try and jump the gun. You try and grab the
Because
buzzer.
you want to
and
have the next best thing, or like you want to be in the next part of your life all the time. You're always looking forward to that.
Yes. And I mean, like, this sounds so cliche, but like myself, literally everyone that I talk to, nobody lives in the present. It's either you're
I
thinking
know.
about your past and what you did wrong or what you did right. Like I was just
Something
telling
I'm
you,
struggling with right
like,
now.
I was just telling you, I wish I would have done this during the pandemic. Like I wish I would have gotten on TikTok during the pandemic. Maybe I would have like been for it. But like, I'm not enjoying the fact that I like, I have a really
lot
big
going on
following
right
on there.
now,
I'm
yeah.
doing all of the things
Like
that
celebrating the now.
yeah,
And not like
I'm literally in the midst of it. I'm doing it, and then I'm still like, well, I should
Those
have
are the
done it back then.
right. And there's like times like you'll look back on that too. Like say a year from now, you're gonna look back on now and be like, okay, that was a really good time in my life. Like you didn't like celebrate it while it was happening because you were too worried about what was going to
happen next. I know, and there's a level of just human element where. That's why we have like anxiety and stuff, because we do need, if we weren't reaching for something, if we weren't looking for the next best thing, then we would all just sit around and
I know
do
nobody
nothing.
likes to feel stagnant. Nobody.
Yeah.
Like that's not a good feeling.
I mean,
And
it's human nature. That's
absolutely. I find
survival.
it amazing that we're having like the conversations that I've been having with like people outside of me and you. Like it's just funny that like this like circled back around, even though I've already talked about this stuff.
Oh,
Because I feel like even though I'm only at Burn 2 days a week, like the girls that I'm there with, it's like there is like, I feel like with serving jobs, it's so different because it's like the time that you have, it's like you just want to be vulnerable. I don't know what it is about the environment or like what it is. I think it's because everyone in that industry is miserable. Like everyone's going through something. But
well, also if you're serving, you probably have some sort of issue.
Right.
Like, I mean, I served forever. I wasn't because I was like super mentally
But
healthy.
to go with that's like literally what I've been doing. I'm like, I'm dwelling so much on the past, but I also know that like if I don't deal with it, I'm just going to keep feeling those feelings over and over. Like at some point, yes, I'm going to have to deal with the past, but it's not something that I want to keep returning to, which is something I've been struggling with for over a year. So I'm like finally in this headspace, I think, where I'm like, okay, I'm like fully 100% ready to let it go. Like I'm tired of like it being in the forefront of like what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, like partially like where I'm going in the future. And like, I've tried to be better about trusting that everything's going to happen the way that it's supposed to happen. And that like, I'm not
really
going to miss
will, like,
anything that is supposed to be happening for me.
And like whatever it is, it just happens. And if it doesn't mean that that's like, oh, that was the right thing or that was supposed to happen. It's like, no, that's what happened and you're going to adapt to it no matter what. Like,
and it's crazy too, because like we were literally just saying, I feel like it's very easy for me to get like stuck in that feeling. Like I'm like, okay, like did I make a mistake? Like could things have been different? Like should I have done this or that? And then like there are other times where like I have like such overwhelming feelings of like gratefulness where I'm like, no, like I'm so proud of myself for like getting out of a situation that like when I really think about it, I wasn't happy in, or like I was able to like, even if it was only an hour away, like I don't plan on even staying here forever, but it was a good middle step, like getting away from like a toxic family, which like I love my family, but that was dragging me down a lot. And then like wanting better for myself. Like I couldn't have, if I at 20, I wouldn't have told you that I would be doing like things like this, or that I would have like found myself and like was truly happy and like
you'd be married
making
and
money.
out.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. It's just like I also have feelings like that where I'm like so grateful and I'm like, no, like I've done well for myself, like despite being told like I would never make it or that like I would struggle and like.
And I think you'd be surprised at how many people are looking at you and saying like, oh my God, that's so cool that she did that. Like,
oh yeah.
So often I forget that too, where I'll be really down on myself and then you talk to somebody else and they're like I was just talking to my friend who she called off her wedding, but she was telling me, she's like, I just feel like I pushed my whole life into marriage. Like she's like, that's all I wanted was to get married. So instead of focusing on me, I focused on who I was going to marry.
And that stuff naturally comes. Like that's what I like keep saying. I'm like, I feel like I was that same way for a long time. Like I was like, I'm a relationship person. Like I want to be with a person. I've always had long-term relationships. And I'm like, this is like the first time in my life where I'm like, no, I'm going to put me first. And like, I have like naturally had people gravitate towards me. And then like, I'm like, I am choosing if I like you or not. I'm not holding on to the fact that I want a long-term relationship and that I'm going to settle. Like, that's like something that I feel like I've gotten better at doing.
I feel like a few podcasts back that's what we were kind of trying to explain to Bowers is like, there's nothing more powerful than being in love with yourself. And because
people naturally gravitate towards you. They do. And you don't have to go searching.
It's so hard to explain what exactly is happening, but people can sense when you love yourself. They just
I think people can also sense when like you have self-motivation and that like if they were to date you, they're not going to get into a point where like you're over consuming your life with them or vice versa. Cause I mean like, I think our generation has been really good about not getting married young. Granted, like there are obviously still going to be people that are, but I feel like more than not, I do see people that are at my age, even in their 30s, that are still dating and trying to figure it out and they're not married. And like, but that's what I'm saying though. Like, I'm proud that people are like, no, like, I'm not going to fucking settle. Like, I'm not going to be in a relationship that's not fulfilling.
Anybody that I talk to that talks about marriage or like when I would want to break up with somebody, because I mean, I've obviously dated a lot. I've been dating since I was like 20. And when I'd say like, I want to break up, they're like, oh, well, that's just stuff you go through. Like, that's just stuff you have to get used to. And it's like, no, I don't.
It's not true. Yeah, that's not the truth.
Like, just because you don't care that your husband goes bowling 4 nights a week and like doesn't have sex with you, that doesn't mean that that's what I want.
Exactly. And it's also one of those things where like, there are so many people out there. Like I said, like the amount of people that like I have had like the opportunity to meet that like I wouldn't have otherwise thought like maybe I would be interested or that I've liked. I've surprised myself. Like I like I said, it just naturally gravitates. Like it's not like I'm out looking for anything by any means, but I'm just saying like I feel like there's been more situations where I'm like, okay, like that's crazy that like I have not had to go out and look because that's how I used to be.
Yeah. I honestly don't know why anybody gets in relationships, and I don't mean that in like a
It changes you.
I don't mean it in like a negative towards relationship. Like I think relationships are great. I think if you're with a person that you want to be with, it's beautiful. But like I am so happy on my own that like I almost feel like sometimes when I do try and get with anybody, it hinders my happiness because I don't know how to let them in to my life
without over consuming.
Yes,
which I think is normal in most relationships. I feel like I'm on the other side where I feel like I have struggled now recently, like since coming out of like a long-term relationship, like I said, like focusing on myself and everything. I've noticed that I still want a relationship. I mean, not like maybe, how do I want to say this? I feel like for me, if I'm going to be in a relationship, I know exactly how I want it to be. And I think that not everyone does not overconsume themselves. So like I feel like when I'm with someone, I still like okay.
Not everyone does not overconsume.
They don't, like, I mean, like people like you said, people are just like overconsumed by their relationships. Like I want to be in a relationship and still be myself. Like I think you.
Oh yeah.
People don't like that though when you're in a relationship. Like I don't want to live together. Like I want to have separate lives. Like I want to be able to go out with my friends. I don't want to have to fight about it. Like
there was this one couple that did.
You know what I'm saying? Though
separate
I'm just
apartments. They had separate apartments and they were still together. And I was like
trying to word it in a way that it's not like shitty. Does that make sense?
I think that when you're in an untrusting relationship, that's where you want to like grab on and because I've been in that. Like in my early 20s, I was with somebody that like cheated on me a lot, but like we stayed together because I'm stupid.
Because I'm stupid.
And I didn't have any standards for myself, and he had money and he was cute. But he like cheated on me, and so I wanted to move in so bad. And looking back, it was like, I didn't want to move in with you because I wanted to be with you.
Yeah, you moved in so you could watch his every move.
Yeah, because I was terrified if he had 1 minute alone.
No, that's literally what I did. That's
and
what I did in my last one too. That's exactly how it went.
So when you're trying to like force yourself into a relationship, it's like that's an insecurity thing. You're scared. You're scared that they're gonna do something, and so you're trying to like, we have to move in together. Why don't you ask me to marry you? Like I need a ring on my finger.
See,
like
I like
okay, that's because you're scared they're gonna leave you if you don't.
I simply want like its most like pure and organic form of like things happening the way they're supposed to and not forcing it. Like I said, like I still want a sense of me and like what I do, what makes me happy. I don't want to be like, oh, what are we gonna do today? Like what are we gonna go do? And like there's a lot of compromise. You know what I mean?
Like when you're in a relationship and they want to do like mundane things with you, like go to the grocery store.
And like maybe you just want that hour by yourself.
Or
you know
like,
what I mean?
I've had people like when I go to get my nails done and they're like, oh, I'll come with you. I'm like, no. Like I want my Sunday to be
me and me
like,
only. I want to go sit at the bar at fucking margaritas by myself, drink the biggest one, and then probably not shouldn't drive home, but drive home.
Yeah, go get a pedicure, go mosey around Goodwill, and I don't want
and
your
not be
fucking
on anyone's time frame.
Yes, and when like they're like, "Are you almost done?" Why the fuck did you come?
Yeah, dude, no, I hate that shit.
Then leave.
I hate that shit.
I am perfectly capable of doing everything on my own, and don't complain when you come. This is getting really personal because this is like that's just recently happened, but I'm like, don't come and interfere on the things that I want to do with my life, and then get upset when
you don't want to be doing it.
Yeah, like go away. Like
that's what I mean though. It's just like a sense of self and like a sense of just like, and like I said, I feel like relationships are like that are so hard to find because people do have so many insecurities and people aren't willing to work through their shit, and like it's always being projected. But like I literally feel like no matter what, it's like even if I find relationships like that, it's like they start out like that, but they quickly move into an overconsumption.
Another thing that bothers me is when people act like they're like cool with things until the relationship progresses, and then
all of a sudden they're not.
Yeah, like people that are like, oh, I'm not a cat person, but like I'm cool with yours, or I'm trying to think of like little things like that where it's just like, oh, I don't mind that you don't do laundry, I'll do it for you, but like
no, or like in your case, like I don't mind that you do comedy until they start going, and then they're like, you can't stay home, like you have to go, like you can't do this, like you're gonna do that instead, like stuff like that for sure.
I do feel like that, and like I think I don't know if it happens so much with male comics, but I definitely struggle with it as like a female comic because one, I'm with dudes primarily a lot. Just because that's unfortunately what
industry
in the industry, and I'm out late, and I don't always want, not even that I don't always want them to come. I hardly ever want them to come.
See, I feel like that's kind of how like having a serving job is too, like working at a bar in like downtown Indy. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
And if you're a bartender and your boyfriend is like, or girlfriend is like hanging out in there 24/7.
oh my God, I fucking hate that shit, bro. If I was dating someone and I'm at my job and they're sitting at the bar or at a table and they're watching me work, get your asshole up out of that chair and get the fuck out.
I find that
That
so
is like
odd.
red flag central. Like that's fucking weird, bro.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's like, what are you doing? Like, there's no way you don't have anything to do. Like, even go home and start a fucking movie, dude.
Start a movie.
Like,
Go
get
home and
out,
watch
get
a
out of
movie.
here. Like, get out of here, dude. Like, I might have to go flirt with this 60-year-old for $100 tip. Like, get out of my face. I'm not gonna fight with you about it.
I've always thought it's cute when they like, when somebody, if they come into your work, they like drop you off food. Or
That's
something. I
so
think that's
different,
so
though.
cute.
But like, when they sit the whole 6, 7, 8 hour shift.
Like you better get paid. You better go get yourself your own serving job. This is double
You
the income.
better uniform up and be a bar back because they need help back there, dog. Make
If we're
yourself
gonna do
fucking-
this, you're gonna make yourself
Yeah,
useful.
make yourself
You're not gonna get
useful.
drunk at the bar. You're gonna be working, my dude. Like,
Yeah, absolutely not. I could never. I also feel like I've not experienced that because like I feel like I'm pretty good at reading people. Like that's like one thing I feel like I really haven't struggled with. Like if I saw someone doing that, it would take me 2 seconds to be like, "Not get the fuck out, never talking to you again."
I briefly dated a guy when I was working at the club that would come.
But see,
into the
you said
club.
briefly, so it
Yeah.
didn't take you long to be like, "Yeah, absolutely, the fuck not."
Yeah, he did break my phone. So when I tried
That
to-
too, the aggressive ones.
I do. I find the aggressive ones. I don't want to get it onto the podcast,
Yeah.
but I'm starting to think it might be me. I think I just literally drive people insane.
I'm gonna just literally keep sending you therapy recommendations until you fucking go because I've been telling you to go for a year, bro. I don't think I can help you anymore, Sarah.
No, I think that I don't know. I think I probably drive people crazy, but
No, I think that you
Not
just
on
haven't. I just don't
purpose.
think that you have figured out like what it is that's like attracting you to these people or what
I
it
just
is
find
that like.
them.
No, like go to therapy. Talk about your childhood trauma. See what you can uncover.
My childhood trauma is that I farted all the time.
My childhood trauma was living in a double wide modular in the middle of fucking Terre Haute.
I did pee my pants in elementary school as well, going back to that.
That's not why you pick shitty people, Sarah. I'm not even gonna let you do that right now.
And now I want everyone to piss on
And
me.
now I want everyone to hate my life.
Oh, wow. Look at us. We like fucking...
Skitty scattle skadooted out
What
of
did
that.
we do? Did we just black out?
No, I think we did. I feel like that's usually what happens when we're on this podcast. Which, speaking of, we already had like what 3 weeks off.
Oh, yeah.
I bet people think we fucking just stopped, just died.
I am so happy that we had already decided we weren't doing the podcast on Sunday. Because obviously I had my 30th birthday on Saturday night. And
Yeah, Wyatt like sent a text. He was like, "Yeah, I can't do it either." I'm like, "Oh, thank the heavens, we don't want Wyatt upset."
I woke up at 11:53. Not in my own bed. And I just went, I have a podcast in 7 minutes. And so I'm like trying to like find my phone and like try to get my fucking life together.
But I think by that time you had already texted us, Wyatt. I'm almost positive.
Yeah. And then I saw like that you guys had already texted. I was like, oh, thank God. And then I fell back asleep until 2 p.m. because a 30-year-old hangover is not the same.
As a 25-year-old hangover,
It is
even though I still think
not.
they're pretty fucking bad.
Especially just because like I really have quit drinking throughout the week. Like, I'll go get a margarita with you or something sometimes. But like, I mean, when I was working in the industry, in the bar industry, I was drinking like 4 or 5 times a week heavily.
See, and you know what's crazy? I was talking about this at my job. I'm like, everyone will stay after. Like,
Oh my
everyone
God,
will stay
yeah.
after. And like, dude, they'll be saying like, "Oh, we were here until 6, 7 a.m. last night." I'm like, dude, one thing about me,
One thing about me, dude,
I'm going home.
Yeah.
Every time. After my shift is over, I'm going home. Like literally, that is
I
one
would
thing.
always go out, but I hated
No.
staying at the place I was working.
Never. I
would
never.
go somewhere else.
I literally get my money at 1:30 and I'm the fuck out of there. That's one thing they all say. They're like, "You will never catch Heidi in here after 1:30 ever." I cash everybody out, get my money, I'm out by 1:30, in bed by 2. Never. I've not once stayed after.
That's
not
so
once.
good though. That's how you make it in the industry, is to not get
Overconsumed by it
Yeah.
because it's fucking easy as shit.
But
shit will obliterate your mental and emotional health. I swear to God. I'm only there 2 days a week and I'm already struggling. It's been almost a year. I'm like, good fucking God, I don't know how much I have left in me.
that is how I was at the club, though. I was always like, I would go somewhere else every once in a while, like afterwards. But I hated sticking around in there after.
Well, I'm a firm believer, like nothing good happens after your shift is over. Like everyone's already drunk. Like
even
I don't drink
anywhere,
on the clock either.
Any job that I have, I'm like, when people are like, oh, should we go get drinks after work? I like, no, I just spent 8 hours here. I want to go home. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I want to go home. And it's nothing
like,
against anybody. It's like,
the way I look at it too, I'm like, I'm already miserable being here.
You're kind of boring me already.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go out and be miserable and wake up miserable. Like I would rather cut my losses. I'm gonna get my money and leave. I'm not gonna go spend what I just
and then
made.
you're not spending it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not doing all of that. I don't even enjoy going out and being around people downtown. So like, I'm not gonna go out of my way.
Look at that car, dude. I hate Corvette people.
I was about to say,
very
comparable to
they're
a Prius.
The worst people in the world. No offense, but
you.
Oh, aw. I feel like there's probably some people that listen to this that have Corvettes, and I'm just like bashing. But I worked in a car shop forever, and like,
I mean, we've also bashed Jeeps, and I think that's shit's
true.
weird and culty too.
All the dudes that brought in Corvettes in the car shop were just these old men. They were like, it's got paint on it from 1997. It's the original paint 4030222. Only 3 of them made in that color. I'm like, okay.
Are you fucking it too?
And I have a Honda Civic that does the same exact thing.
My
as
Honda
that.
Civic go vroom vroom and got a bumper hanging off.
Yeah, I'll race you. And I ran into a boulder the other day, and it still runs just fine.
I swear to God.
Corvette needs fixed every 2 months. Like,
not a car gal. I also would never date a guy that's a car guy either. Ooh,
done that.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
Wyatt, how's your labia, by the way?
It is doing phenomenal.
Oh, I'm so glad you made a full recovery. I was worried about it. I saw you weren't on your little crutch anymore, so I assumed.
No, it's doing really good.
Good. Okay, I think we're done here.
I was trying to find if I have shows. When are you posting this, Wyatt? This Wednesday or next Wednesday?
I can do either.
If you do it this Wednesday, I'm going to be at the Brick Room Comedy Club in Noblesville on St. Patrick's Day. So if...
Wait, are you not going to be able to go out with us then?
Not on Friday.
Oh, on Saturday. I'm
Yeah.
talking about on Saturday because I'm not going out on Friday. I have to work on Friday.
And then... well, I can't talk about that one. Okay, so that's it for now.
Saturday, I will be getting 22 inches of hair put in my head. And that's it.
Oh my God. I did the slick back look today.
It's actually really cute. I like it. I actually do like it. You
I
look
put gel
the
in
clean
there.
girl aesthetic with your little Michelin Man pants. And your little platform Nike Air Force Ones and your little donkey junkie.
I know. I'm so Gen Z.
So cute.
You would never know I'm 30. As I just burped through my sentence.
Do you need some antacids?
That's the most 30-year-old shit I've ever done. Just burped through a fucking sentence and then said, you'll never know that I was 30.
Throws up. Has fucking heartburn in the mic.
My childhood comes back where I just don't know when I'm about to throw up. I'm like, you'd never know I was 30. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ.